What's up, Dragon Brood? So today, hopefully, our audio is better than yesterday. I don't know what happened there. I apologize. I hope it didn't blow anybody's ears out. I tried to give a warning at the beginning of the video. That was terrible. I am sorry. Should be better today. I think I got everything figured out. That being said, we are hopping into we'll call it a tribal build today in the form of warriors. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I hadn't played one of those in probably a couple months. Did one, I believe, like right around the beginning of the season. So that's going to be fun to take into account and just see kind of what it's able to do. But before we get into that, why don't you please take a second, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and more importantly, please do it because we have a goal. As of this video, I'm about 1,500 subscribers away from hitting 10,000 subscribers. And I would like to do that by February 1st because that'll be 1 year since I started doing videos full-time on YouTube. That would be awesome. Don't know if we're gonna make it, but I can't do it without you, so please remember to hit that subscribe button. After you do that, we'll go take a look at this Boros Warriors list. Okay, while I'm thinking about it, don't forget to watch to the end of the video because we've added a segment called the Card Spotlight. We put on the end of every deck play video. So if you want to just learn about different cards, different history in Magic, different things for commanders, stuff maybe you should invest in, check it out. It's just a little like 1 or 2 minute thing we add to the back of each deck play video now. And if you want to check the others out, go back and look at the last 3 videos. We added something to the end of each of those as well, in case some of you didn't finish those. Now, before we get into this deck, I do want to say this was presented to us by one of my Discord users. Goes by the name of Brad Hessler, I believe. This is interesting because I was kind of thinking about Warriors anyway, and I'm using his list because it is a little different in the sense that it has something I don't like and it has something I really do like. I don't like that it has 0 defensive cards. It's all creatures, some equipment, and boom, that's it. I do like that it doesn't have any defensive cards. That it's all creatures, some equipment, and boom, that's it. In all seriousness, I don't know if this strategy is going to work or not. It's possible, but I'm at least willing to give it a shot and just see how it plays through things. Could be really good against rogues, and I know some people are looking for answers to that. But anyway, let's take a look at the list. We're starting at the top. We have a couple of Resolute Strike. This is good as just giving a creature defense, especially against stuff right now like Bone Crusher Giant, because a lot of times the Stomp's only going to deal 2, and then you're able to just make your creature to where it can survive a Stomp, which is a pretty big deal. But it does allow you to move equipment in combat or whatever, which could be very important, especially if you're talking about maybe moving an Embercleave or moving over a Maul the Skyclaves to cause a bad block for your opponent with the first strike. So there's a lot of different things you can do with this card. Fireblade Charger, this card's just here to be a nuisance. It's a good 1 mana thing. It can possibly block and kill a 2 toughness thing, or you can block something big and kill something small. It does, because you have equipment, it also lends itself to some other interesting things. So this is a card I definitely would play if you're playing anything in this style of deck. Core Blade Master, I'm 50-50 on this one. I think I've had some lists in the past that maybe played like 2 copies. I have some that have played 0 copies. The problem is it's just a 1/1 creature on its own, which technically is like a 2/1 since it has double strike. But sometimes it just doesn't get done what you want it to do because it's so small and it dies to just everything. But if it does get equipment, it's going to hit very hard. Or even with just a Resolute Strike, I guess you could do some damage there. But it does allow other creatures to get double strike, which is also important. Seasoned Hollowblade, this card's just great. We've had it in a lot of lists. If you get it equipped with something, it's doubly great. Kargan Intimidator, I really do like this card in the list. This is probably one of the best cards for this because it just makes your opponent's best creature not able to block since everything you have is a warrior. Relic Axe is good in the sense that it's just affordable, right? For 2 mana, you put it in, it equips, it makes your creature +2/+1, and it's easy to re-equip if your creature dies and move it around. Maul the Skyclaves, big fan of this. Giving something evasion where it just comes over flying or getting first strike to take down flyers is also good. This is also one of the best cards in the deck when you're talking about dealing with rogues. So lots of good answers here. Akiri is just a way to get some extra cards and a solid 3/3. Kargan War Leader obviously pumps all your warriors. No real explanation needed there. WINOTA, This is what I like. Like one of the things I've been telling people when you build WINOTA list, and I think I said this when I put my last one up, the best thing to be doing is build your deck in a way that it's good if you don't draw WINOTA, right? Like, can you still do all the things you want to do if you were to never draw WINOTA? If the answer is yes, great. Now WINOTA becomes an awesome plan B, or maybe it's 1B, and your other plan's your 1A. But relying on WINOTA and building everything only for that, I think, is where some of these lists get tripped up. But here, you're just playing kind of a quality Warriors list, and then you happen to have WINOTA, so don't really have a problem with that at all. And then, wrapping that up as far as spells, we have 3 Embercleaves, not a huge surprise. Lands, we're going with 9 plains, 2 Castle Embereth, 8 mountains, and 4 pathways. Not much else to this list, it's pretty straightforward. Let's go into the arena and see what happens. Well, we're going first. We ain't tossing this back, I'll tell you that. We just need 1 land to make this hand reasonable. Opponent gonna kill this? They are. Well, what little they know that we have a million things coming. So maybe they're just gonna have all the removals, but we'll find out. Going with this first because it's still gonna deal 2 damage even if they do play something, because there's a good chance they're not going to want to block it. I feel like if we play Intimidator, it's just kind of dead on sight. And so I say we lead with this. I'm going to lay this down, see how the opponent feels about things. Alright, so they do have a Heartless Act. So good call not to throw the Intimidator just yet. Oh no, they didn't. They're just cycling. Oh, so they're looking for blue mana. Alright, fair enough. Alright, let's get in here with these 2. We didn't draw any more lands, so we're going to have to live off of 2. They have a counter for this guy? Nope. Alright, well the downside is we're about to get Extinction Evented, I'm sure. Because why not? Yep, as we should. Actually, knowing that, I probably should have played the Intimidator first, or if I even assume there's an Extinction Event. But we're kind of still in the same situation, unfortunately. Stuck on 2 lands, not really doing much of anything. We are playing 23, so sometimes this just happens. Alright, a Thirst kills that. Makes sense. Go with the Intimidator. I mean, we're running out of things we can cast with just 2 lands. We're going to need some help. But we are slowly running the opponent out of options as well. This is the benefit of playing so many creatures in one list here. And the downside is we are down to just humans. So we're not even going to get a bonus if we were to draw land with this WINOTA. So yeah, we're just going to have to concede. Oh, we get to go first with no white. We're going to keep, and we're playing a lot of white sources, so I'm keeping this just on a gamble. Literally nothing else. Because I would love to have a white here and hit a Sealand Hollowblade first before having to roll this Kargan Intimidator out. But I don't know if we're going to get the opportunity. We do. Look at that. Got lucky. But like I said, we play a lot of white sources. I think like 16 or something of our sources are white. No, that's not right. I think it's like 14. Okay. Not sure what the opponent's really doing here, but I'm going to go with Intimidator instead of the War Leader, just because we have Resolute Strike up. That doesn't help in this case. Too bad, so sad. It dead. Oh, okay then. Okay, so here, not really wanting to keep it because we can't play anything else. If we had at least one more play, then I would consider keeping. But we're going to go ahead and mulligan. I mean on turn 2. Here, not great, but we're going to keep it. Probably just get rid of Relic Axe. I would like to draw a mountain, really, so we can like turn 1 Charger and have an Embereth that'll come into play untapped. But it's not going to matter much. Opponent's playing some type of mill strategy here with these crabs. So we're really just aiming to get a Hollow Blade down and hope that it can survive. However, unfortunately, if the opponent were to play exactly that, a Swamp, and then have their Drown in the Loch, we're kind of up against it already. Which might be the case. Yep, there it is. Sort of saw the writing on the wall, but not much we can do. Our best plan now, if you want to call it a plan, is to draw red land, play the 2 Fireblade Chargers, and then hopefully stick a WINOTA the following turn. Alright, sometimes you ask, and you receive. Good news is these also, if they die, do some extra damage, so maybe that matters. Maybe it doesn't. We'll find out. Alright, opponent's going to attack us for 5. Not much we can do about it. No blockers. I mean, we could block with both and then ultimately kill the... Oh. Zerasan. Okay, I guess that's not bad though, right? Our first thought is like, Zerasan kind of sucks for us. But what are they going to get? I mean, yeah, that's fine. So you have it. We'll just take a beating from a Zerasan. We're going to hope this does enough for us. Oh, that sucks. Well, sure. We'll keep this one. Oh, no! No! Oh, that's so bad. Damn, that sucks. That sucks a lot. Wow. That just hurts our feelings. Man. Oh, and they're getting our Embercleave. Like, ugh. Yeah, we're just dead. We've got nothing. We literally have no outs to this situation. And again, we have no defensive cards. So this Zera's saying, like, it's just going to sit there forever. They might as well just take the Embercleave. Because we're not going to be able to kill them here, no matter what we draw. Yep. We're just dead. We're up and we're against Lurrus. Okay, let's see what we can do. Bad news is, this is either good for us or bad for us. If this is the Aura's Lurrus, okay, cool. Then this is reasonable. I can't say good or bad. This is just like reasonable. This is obviously going to be Rogues, most likely. The thing I was looking at, though, is if this were the, what we'll call the Aura's version of Lurrus, it could have been pretty bad for us because there would have been a real shot that they would have just been giving us minuses, and the Shadow Blade would not have survived, or Hollow Blade would not have survived anything. We do have to worry about getting milled here. This is not a inconsequential situation. So this creates a real question here. Do we want Hollow Blade Charger, or do we want War Leader? Or Akiri, actually. I think no. I think we're going to go Hollow Blade Charger is going to be the plan here. Because then that still opens up possibility of Embercleaves and stuff if we want to go that route. And if they, for whatever reason, put a Enforcer in the way, even with Death Touch, we should be able to kill it. Because we can give ourselves Indestructible. I mean, it makes the Fireblade Charger a little poopier, but that's fine. Okay. Do we try to cast a War Leader? I feel like the answer is yes. But let's see, if we go War Leader, and they have a counter, but what if they just don't have a counter? They didn't do anything here. I can't imagine their plan is just have absolutely nothing. So if we want to keep pressure off of us, we have 30 cards, 38 cards. Assuming we're going to lose 6, we're down to 32. All right, I'm willing to go for it. Because if they counter this, they're not really doing anything to move the board state at all. Yeah, Heartless Act will get rid of Akiri. Because weirdly, Akiri doesn't work great with Embercleave, since you have to attack first to get the discount on the Embercleave. Alright, let's see what you got, opponent. I mean, randomly, if they have Extinction Event, it's pretty savage for us. Unless we draw land to go with our War Leader, that'd be left. But they would do that and lose their Ruin Crabs too, so they probably don't have that in that list. We're going to spend mana now to kill our War Leader. Nope, they are not. Alright. Ooh, you are interesting. But whatever we put this on is already going to have double strike. So let's attack with everything first, see if they let us get to the attack step. Because if so, we get a 2-mana Embercleave and a 2-mana Blade Master this turn. Here comes a Drown in the Lock. Nope, that's just an Eliminate. Oh, I should have done it with that still on the table. That was a mistake. This is getting countered too. I made a mistake. I knew it was there too. We had just talked about it. Nope, is that actually going to survive? What the what? This did not go according to plan. Well, okay. Thought Thief? Sure, you can block our Charger, I guess. Okay, just to not die, I guess. I mean, I made a mistake, but I don't know if that matters or not in this scenario. Really, it's probably better I keep this in hand anyway. In a weird way, I backed myself into the correct play. Because we want to be able to keep these two creatures alive, so we need something to discard. Yeah. I think here we want a mulligan. I mean, not having anything on turn 1 or 2, we just can't do that. We're going to keep this and hope to get a little bit lucky. If not, we'll just be DED and we'll just move on to the next one. Alright, there's at least some help. Though, you really want to be playing something almost every turn here, just because your opponent's going to need to answer your things. And if you don't force them to, it's kind of a bad spot. And I considered, there is a 1-drop core creature. It's a 1/2. It's not good. The only ability it has is you can pay 5 and put a +1/+1 on all your warriors. But it is a 1. It's something you can play early, which matters. Alright, well, we're going to roll out the only thing we can. Couldn't really... I wish we had another mountain. Could have played this and then maybe set up for WINOTA next turn. But, I mean, you know, really, maybe that was a mistake. Because doing this and this is probably better. Because I'd spend all my mana to make a 3-power creature. Then if it died, I would still get to kill something. And that's better than just running the Intimidator out here. Truthfully. And then if I happen to stick a WINOTA next turn that lives... we would have got at least 1 trigger off the Charger. Because, yeah, as it is, that still may be the best play this turn. So I probably should have just done that last turn. I actually might... yeah, we cost ourselves. That's actually just a mistake. Knowing the opponent's playing black and red with a lot of different removal options, that would have definitely been the better play. Turns out, did not matter. We didn't stick the card we needed. Okay, so what do we do here? Do we try to get the opponent to block with their Bonecrusher Giant? And then see if how things play out the next turn? Is that what we're aiming for? I mean, I guess so. Because, I mean, 1 less creature in the way if we do stick a WINOTA seems fine. Yeah, I was going to say, you should just block. I can't imagine why they don't. And all we're doing is playing the buy time game right now. So if they, I mean, if they have 2 pieces of removal, then so be it. I mean, nothing we can do about that. But we did miss a land on a key turn there with WINOTA in hand. And that's if we're lucky. If the opponent doesn't spend any mana here, obviously we're getting nothing out of this exchange. Opponent discards 2 cards. Well, alright then. I mean, we're gambling. That's all this is. Because we definitely could have kept those other 2, and that would have been smarter. But sometimes you hit 7s on the slot machine. Let's see if we get something out of this. I was going to say, don't do us wrong, deck. Like, don't do us wrong. Uh-oh, they didn't block? Oh, that means WINOTA's insta-dead, right? Extinction events. For odd. Okay. Fair. I didn't really figure that into my math. Not gonna lie. It's a thing I probably should have thought about. Could have taken a Kargan Intimidator. Oh, now you're just gonna get everything. Gross. Okay, well. Time to rebuild. Oh, and now they have a Croxa. Oh, we're gonna be in trouble. Alright, well, there's a Hollow Blade, but I don't think it does much here against a Croxa. Because, again, we have no removal of any kind, so can't imagine this is going to work out too well. Don't have enough... that's not true. We could almost race if we draw something like exactly Maul the Skyclaves. Even then, though, we're only going to get in for 5. Oh, yeah, then we're dead. That's it. We're dead. Sure, we'll keep this. There's a chance we draw some action to go with. There's also a chance that we just blow it. Let's see which sticks. I would like to draw like land WINOTA or WINOTA land in back-to-back turns here. That would be great. Alright, so opponent's just gaining a bunch of life here. Alright, there's the WINOTA part of that equation. Alright, there's a Heliod. No blocks. Seems fine. I guess here our plan is just play War Leader. So we can set up to do the biggest damage we can. Yeah, I guess next turn we just WINOTA and then try to... Oh, and Speaker of the Heaven. That's cute. Alright. This is going to hurt a lot. More than we want it to. Alright, so what's the next best thing we can do here? We can put... I mean, we can get more First Strikers. That's a thing. We can... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have exactly 5 devotion. So if something dies during this combat on their side, that's good. If nothing dies, then that's bad for us. We can Kargan Intimidator here, and then just make the opponent's best things not block. That's an option. So we could say, like, well, they could also give something protection from red. I don't even know what the best thing is to do here. I feel like it's all bad. But we're going to go for it. I mean, the only real hope we have is that their cards are just a land, and then they have no way to, like, but even then, they could just block, like, the Blade Master. And because Heliod's live, And Embercleave doesn't really do anything. We still just lose whatever it blocks. Our only answer is like next turn, Intimidator, make a bunch of things not block, play a relic on something. Maybe try to Embercleave the following turn. Might be all we can do. But again, here it's just like if I have a Bone Crusher Giant or have a way to give something protection or indestructible, any of those things are very important here. But we have none of those things. So we're just going to do the best we can under the circumstances. Not sure what we even want to hit with our turn. Maybe another War Leader is our best thing. I mean, ultimately, we probably just want, like, a maul the Skyclaves here and just come over the top. That'd be the best plan. Alright, let's see what happens. Kind of just hoping for the best. I don't know what's going to work here. Not even a little bit. This is literally where we're just, like, crossing our fingers and hoping. Oh, did the opponent disconnect? I was actually curious to see how they were going to block. Well, getting a free Intimidator actually helps for next turn, because the Intimidator was part of our plan already. Well, the opponent... I don't know if they're disconnected or just roping us because they don't like WINOTA. But either way, that's unfortunate. Well, darn it. We're going to get a win, but it's not exciting, unfortunately. I mean, because now we just make it where the opponent's creatures can't block, and we just attack with everything. Yeah. Alright, we'll keep. Hopefully we draw Goblin. That'd be cool. Goblin against the Fervent Champ is the perfect card. You look nothing like the Goblin that we are searching for. You are not the droid we're looking for, as they say. Yeah, we're not even going to beat this draw, sadly. And they picked up an Intimidator, which they can actually use. So that kind of sucks for us. I mean, we can do this. Keeps them from playing our Intimidator. If they have a thing to kill it. Okay, they don't. Oh, I guess they do. So that's unfortunate. Oh, and they picked up an Embercleave from us. That's also bad. That's real bad. Oh, gosh. What do we do? Alright. See if this matters. I mean, we're just going to do what we can. No, they had a Dragonfire. Alright. I mean, if they don't have land, they've got spells. You know, this is kind of what we're looking at. Okay. Actually, getting a first striker is not bad here. That's relevant. And it happens to be a non-human. Also relevant. Though, I think for... Yeah, because I don't want to risk just giving up everything if we don't have to. So let's see what happens here. Because the opponent could go land... Whoa, well, what do we kill with this? I guess we just kill Robber? Alright, well, this actually turned out to be okay. I will attack with this. The opponent wrecked all of our early plans, but we might be turning it around. Because even the opponent going land giant doesn't do much here. Like, they can attack with their Hellhound. We'll just take 2. Don't really care. Actually, I don't even know if I would take 2. Is it beneficial to just block with the charger and kill the champion? I mean, that's a real question. Or do we attack? No, we're not. Because I think we can get enough damage out of this that it's worth it. As long as this isn't a WINOTA. It is a WINOTA. Gosh dang it. Decline. Because we have to have a blocker or we risk dying. Because if they go land Embercleave, we're just dead. So sad. Alright, they didn't have it. So, game on still. Alright, opponent's at 12. What can we do? We attack with everything. We get one trigger. We can make WINOTA a 6. So that would be 12. So we would need WINOTA plus something to get through, because they're going to chump block at least a little bit with WINOTA, I'd imagine. They could still have Embercleave, but they would need to draw another land. We could play this behind, which doesn't do much, but it does prevent 2 of it. Unless we get another War Leader, then depending on how they block, this first strikes something to death. Or we just attack with these 2, leave WINOTA back. That's another thing we could do. Which is... man, this sucks. Alright, here's hoping. We're just going to go for it. Ooh, Intimidator. Does that just end the game? 1, 2, 3, opponent can't block. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Oh, but we can only do it once. We can only choose one. Nah, we just let it go. Yep, that should do it then. If they're only putting one thing in front of WINOTA, we're good with the Embercleave. Yep, somehow we got there. Whew. Oh boy, how do I feel about this? I mean, I just started out joking about, you know, things I like and don't like were the same things, that there's no defensive cards. But I think that's still kind of where I'm at. I think the idea of Resolute Strike is nice, but I think even in my list, I got away from it after a while for some of the same reasons I saw today. It just doesn't help with actual spot removal. Like, it's good when there's damage removal, or when you need a good combat trick to move something around. But I just don't think that's the Magic we're playing right now, especially in Standard. So if I had a choice, I would rather those and maybe another card be removed so we can have 3 to 4 copies of either Alseid of Life's Bounty or Fight as One. Right? Obviously, the Alseid isn't a warrior, but it's also not a human, so that tells you another chance to trigger WINOTA. But it can protect a creature from anything by giving it protection from a color. The other thing is Fight as One, right? It gives up to 2 things in this deck because you have several things that are human and several things that are non-human. +1/+1 and indestructible until end of turn. That's also important because of stuff like the Goblin Warrior, that you can actually pump its power and get something bonus out of it. If for some reason, you know, it was still gonna die somehow, sacrifice to something, or maybe your opponent's gonna give it -/- or whatever. Like there's some tricky things you can do with it. You can also still use it as a combat trick. Your opponent blocks a certain way, you save your 2 creatures. So lots of little things, and there's only 1 mana, so I'd probably be on the Fight as One train more than maybe the Alseid, but I don't know. Either way, I think my final list is going to make an update to include that, because I think it's a pretty good card for this list overall. But otherwise, yeah, the deck was fine. It did WINOTA things. I still don't know if it's the best version of WINOTA to play. I think WINOTA wants to be using either the big human flying thing that makes creatures when it attacks, or it wants to be playing Basri's Lieutenant. I think both of those things are probably a little bit better. Playing Warriors is neat, but I don't know if we need to restrain ourselves, or constrain ourselves, I should say, to just Warriors to make WINOTA work the way we want to. Tribal's fun, but I just don't know if it's the best option right now. That being said, let's talk about our card spotlight today. We're going to be talking about Verity Circle. Why? Because it's a cool card in Commander to draw a lot of extra cards. Because if you think about Commander, like there's a lot of times your opponents tap creatures when they're not attacking. Some of them are to, you know, I guess you want to put them in a vehicle. Sometimes you're tapping them because their ability is just tap, do a thing. And if nothing else happens, it's a way to sink your mana because you can just pay 5, tap a creature, and then you're drawing a card. So maybe you're keeping their best thing from attacking you or keeping yourself from dying to commander damage. Like, it's not a very popular card that I've seen at the table very often, but it is one that I think is worth considering, and it's a cheap one to pick up. So go check it out, toss it in your commander decks if you're playing blue, see how it works. Also remember, if you want today's deck list, or you want to follow us over on Twitch or Twitter, or come to our Discord and chat about Magic, or even just visit our sponsors, or just go buy some merchandise and support me, all those links are in the description down below. Remember that we are on a quest to 10,000 subscribers by February 1, so please, if you haven't, consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. If you haven't, that'd be a big help for me. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.